was like, okay, this is gonna be a nice friend because I'm a single parent, he a single parent, so we got that in common. Baby, I gave him my number, and the first thing I got was a picture, and it wasn't his face. I was like, oh my God.
I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. Yeah. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. No. Just me and the fam, few friends ain't playing. Don't speak a lot, and I can't stop. And I can't stop.
Friday is the weekend. This is the first day of the meteorological spring. It is March 1st. I'm here in Louisiana, and the temperature in my car says 66. So y'all know, I watched the whole Ressa Tessa 50-part TikTok. Somebody had posted it on YouTube. Somebody I had never watched before, but I went and watched it. I watched it while I was cleaning. I watched it while I was folding clothes, doing my hair and all that, and I hadn't had a chance to discuss it. Really, I really don't discuss. I really don't comment or really critique other people's videos or nothing. But the reason why I wanted to talk to that about this is because years ago, my college roommate had told me about this website called, I ain't gonna say what it is because I happened to go on my LinkedIn one day, and it was a guy on my LinkedIn account that I had actually met on this website. I was like, he done found me? And I realized that that picture was a picture I had on that site, and I don't even know if I'm still, I didn't even go check that and make sure I'm not still on there. Because I hadn't been on there in years. I don't have an account. I guess I closed it out or whatever. But yeah, my old assistant actually found a guy and moved and everything with the guy. Oh, is somebody blowing at me? Because I don't want nobody blowing at me because I know how to drive. I got somebody in front of me. What you want me to do? Hit them? But anyway, so all right. So I'm gonna give her some grace because as a woman, I think at least once in our lives we have given too much grace to somebody who didn't deserve it. But we don't deserve the grace we get from God either. But you know what I'm saying? So, but what I want to say is I am always cautious when I meet somebody online. And you know what I think? Let's talk about her first. I think that she was brave to get on here and tell her story. But I also realized that when you go through things and the Lord bring you through things, you're supposed to tell somebody because your experience, because you know what? A lot of things we can learn, not from our own, we can learn from other people's mistakes, right? So for her to tell that, it actually warns other females. You may be in a new relationship with somebody that you done met online. Do you really know him? Like I said, for the first year, you really meeting a representative. You need to go through all seasons with the person. Especially if you haven't been through the Christmas holidays. How do he act around the Christmas holidays? Because sometimes the Christmas holiday triggers people. It triggers mental illness for a lot of people. So, yeah, her telling her story helped a lot of people. There were a lot of red flags. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you could see it. It's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. When she had a blowout when she went to go and meet him. He came to help her, though. He could have said, I'm not going to help you. So, like I said, in the beginning, the man gonna be everything you want him to be. And sometimes the women too. Because I remember reading, and I wanted to go back and read that, but I read there is a particular group of young women. They're successful in their own right. They go to school and they pledge different sororities. They graduate college. They get good jobs. But their whole entire existence is to land a relationship with a wealthy man, whether it be a ball player, entertainer, very successful businessman or whatever. But they were taught from babies that they were going to be with men who were successful, that were going to take care of them. And I read that in a book or somewhere, and I have a library. I do have a library. And somebody was saying, you gonna keep all them books? I don't know, I just love books. I do. But anyway, I don't read as much as I used to. I used to be a bookworm, especially when I'd be pregnant. Oh my goodness, you put me on bed rest, I done read about 100 books. But anyway, yeah, back to what I was talking about, arrested Tessa. She was a very good storyteller because I was engaged the whole time. You know how usually if a person tells a story, if they don't give you some type of graphics, you lose interest. But she's well-spoken, educated lady. And, yeah, but anyway, so what I wanted to say is she telling her story, as embarrassing as it is for her, is going to help somebody. And you know, that's why I share some things about me that I was embarrassed of. But like, what did I tell y'all? When God bring you through somebody, tell somebody. Yeah. Tell somebody. Y'all putting all that shit in the street like, excuse me, all that stuff in the street like them people to drive through. But anyway, so I'm glad I could read between the lines and that she came out of the situation healthy, you know, because he had some questionable activities going on that she was able to find. And so I'm glad that she handled her business the way she should have. And like she said, thank God she didn't have a baby. That was God. That was God. But only thing I would have done different, because he paid all the bills, I wouldn't have sold his stuff. I wouldn't have sold his stuff. I would have bagged it up. And because even though he was in her space and he paid all the bills, I wouldn't have sold his stuff. I wouldn't have. Because while he was paying the bills, I would have been saving my money. And I just wouldn't have needed the money, you know. That's just me though. That's just me. But yeah. So when you start dating those guys online, you have to be careful, because I met some really nice guys. I met one guy, he worked for the federal government in New York. Nice looking guy. He was a single dad, so he said. He had 2 boys, twins. He was a fine young man. And I'm going to tell y'all, because I'm honest, I love my brothers, all sizes and everything, but my preference is somebody light. That's just what I like. That's why I don't get offended when somebody says they don't like dark-skinned girls. You know, I'm considered dark-skinned, and I love the skin. I mean, I love my melanin. I think my melanin is popping, okay? But if a person like a lighter-skinned girl, that just means that the Lord didn't make me for him, right? But anyway, so I met him. We would chat backwards and forward. And we eventually exchanged telephone numbers, cell phone numbers. And I was like, okay, this could be a nice friend, because I'm a single parent, he's a single parent, so we got that in common. Baby, I gave him my number, and the first thing I got was a picture, and it wasn't his face. I was like, oh my God. So I blocked him. I was like, how disrespectful. What if I would have opened it up, when a child was in my presence or something? I'm like, oh my God, no spoiler, no advance warning or nothing. So I blocked him. I don't know, he may still be on there, maybe married, whatever, I don't know. Then I met a guy, he was getting ready to come to Lafayette, Louisiana, and we had started conversing backwards and forth, and he was from Chicago. He was a college graduate too, and he said he was married, but they separated. I'm sorry. This guy from Chicago, he was still married, and I know he told me he was separated or whatever. Or he was divorced. I think he may have said divorced. But he and I became good friends. We were like friends for a long time. We're talking that crazy. Well, we really be chatting backwards and forth. And so we would chat backwards and forth, and he was telling me that when he was, I think he had braces when he was young, because I was telling him about my gaps at the time. I hadn't had my braces. And then we were talking about, did I pass the place up? Oh, here it is. talk on. And then, I'm sorry, y'all. Then he told me that he had braces when he was 12, but then he told me that he got he got cancer when he was young, and he said for 3 months he lived inside of something like a bubble, and he had been cancer free for over a decade. I think he had the cancer. He had pediatric cancer. Yeah. And so we talked and we became friends, and you know, we would just share life experiences and talk about our college experience and all that. And so I was, you know, another guy friend. Baby, he told me, could you send me a video? He had his thing was he liked the women with long hair. And so my hair was longer and thicker then. And so he's like, could you do a video of you shaking your hair and send it to me? So that's the first time I gave him my number. Well, that's the first time he was able to get my number, because I sent him a picture of me waving my hair. And at that time, I had just gotten it flat iron. It was beautiful. And baby, guess what picture he sent me back? A picture that wasn't his face. I said, there go another one. Here I am thinking, and I mean, these people I had talked to for a long time. And the very first time we have a conversation, we get another means of communication besides on the computer, you hit me with that. It's so disrespectful. I had to block him too. So I was like, okay, this is a joke. And so I had put on my profile that I didn't want to, I didn't have time to be involved with somebody who had to be around their kids every day. And this guy, he didn't have a picture. He's like, oh, so you don't want a man to be a dad to their kids? I said, that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying you're going to be a dad 365, 24/7. But you don't have to be in the mother's face, is what I was saying every day. And he gonna tell me, you got the audacity to have standards, and you big and you plus size too. I said, what does that mean? Plus size women can't have standards? I blocked him. And I said, do you know me? How you make an assumption off of what I said? You read between the lines. That made me think that you still messing around with the baby mama or the whoever. I wasn't offended. Because, yeah, I'm plus size, but I'm proud of the person that I am, baby. I ain't asked you for anything. I take care of me, right? With God's help, I take care of me. So, I have some things that's non-debatable. Yeah, I do. But anyway, so that has been my experience with dating. And I'm not going to say dating because I've never met anybody in person that I met online. I had another guy I met, and he's actually the guy. Ooh, excuse me. He's actually the guy that found my LinkedIn. He's a engineer who's a federal contractor out of DC. He was single too. He was real nice. Now he and I chatted. I don't know if we ever talked, but he was real nice. He never got out of character. Honestly, he never did. He was never disrespectful. So yeah, but I never considered anybody I'm meeting to be a potential husband for me. I just didn't. I don't like the fact that what really changed me with it. Yeah. So, and then some of the guys that I would meet online were, you know, because I would go on there, when I was on there and I tell people, I would see who birthday, I would just tell them happy birthday, because I was looking for more like friends, not nobody to date. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever know how you could be blessed through meeting somebody. You could meet somebody, a guy who could tell you things about your car and stuff like that. That was my jam. Sharing ideas, getting male perspectives. You don't, everybody that you meet, you're not trying to go to bed with, you're not trying to have a relationship with. That's what people have to learn. Every man you meet is not supposed to be your husband, your boyfriend, or somebody you sleep with. It's not. Yeah, so, and then I would meet guys that would reach out and they'd be like, hi, I'm going to be in your area on business. Wondering if we could get together and have drinks. I don't know you like that. I'm not going to meet a stranger and go out and have drinks. That's just not how I operate, because I err on the side of caution. You know how they say treat all things you're going to touch, treat all bodily fluids as contagious. So I treat everybody I meet as a stalker. To trust but verify, right? Yeah, that's my slogan. Trust but verify. Because people could be representatives of themselves when you first meet them for a long, long time. all the time. So you just have to be careful. But like I said, I'm good. Damn. Yo, this salad right here was $6. Oh shit. They should have booked. It's too big to be in there. That's falling all out. We got shrimp on it though, just something different. But yeah, so I like I said, y'all be careful out there, y'all. And that's another thing. I talked about that in one of my videos. I'm gonna link it. I don't get a lot of views, but I be spewing nothing but the truth. And hey, while y'all here, if you like something, you see something you like, or if you want to be loved on, or you want to be educated about some stuff, come on over here. I'm a little country girl, but I know a lot. Been through a lot, been battle tested. So I was looking at my analytics, and I had 96% of the people are not subscribed, and they come from channels that have over 100,000 subscribers. I'm like, so what is that? What is that about? If you see something you like and you keep coming back, you could at least subscribe. But it's all good. If you don't want to, I don't. I feel like I talked about this before. Sometimes, you know what, delay does not mean denied. Sometimes the things you go through, even when you're going through a situation where you think you could be farther ahead, God may be protecting you from something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know that all things I go through work together for the good, for good. Yep, I know. Talk about it is, y'all, I remember, and I talked about this before too, but I may have different viewers now. When I went to Grambling, I had a class, they had this class called LOUISIANA. You had to go, and it was like a class of the arts culture, like you had to dress up and go to events and things like that. I liked the class, but the lady who taught the class name was Miss Jordan, and this is what she says. She says that she respects a prostitute more than she does a promiscuous young lady. Because a promiscuous young lady sleeping around with men and not getting anything out of it. A prostitute, she know her job and she gonna be good at it. That's what she said. And I hindered that. I thought I heeded that. But anyway, excuse me, y'all. Ain't nothing coming up, but I'm kind of feeling a little stuffy. This pollen and stuff is crazy. But anyway, yeah. So, but what I'm saying is, y'all, you just got to be careful. Like, I see a lot of women on here. If I want to do this and do that with my mouth, that's my business. It's your business. But you need to read up on that and see what having multiple sex partners, you get cancer from that. And you got 7, 8, 9 kids, and you on there bragging about what you do to your mom. What happened to your kids if something happened to you? I had my kids young too, but I completely changed my life. Even as a teenager, after I had kids, it's just certain things I didn't do, places I didn't go, people I didn't hang around anymore, situations I didn't want to put myself or them in. Because once you have a child, it's not about you. It's about the safety and well-being of your children. And sometimes you just have to, I'm not saying you don't take care of yourself, but you definitely don't put yourself first. Your kids come first. There's something going on with me up in here. Like back here behind I had that balloon signing plastic surgery before, but it still feel like it's behind that. I'm gonna tell you what if you ever had that problem, that Mucinex spray was just, oh my goodness, it's just like a game changer. But yeah, back to talking about, I'm all over the place, but back to talking about that internet dating. Just be careful. Not everybody is bad. Like my mom used to say, even a broke clock got the right time twice a day. Yep, if it's stuck on 12, it's going to be 12 a.m. and p.m. every single day of your life. So, they are good people. They're good and bad and everywhere. But what happens is the bad makes it bad for the good. So you just have to trust and verify. And then you know what? Somebody bad could redeem themselves. They ain't got to stay bad just because they've been bad. Talk to y'all later. I just want to tell y'all about Risa Tessa. I feel like her video is going to help a lot of people. And what lesson you learn? Trust but verify. Don't be so quick and anxious to get with somebody. Make sure you know the person first. Go through all cycles of life, just like winter, spring, summer, fall. Go through the holidays with these men and see how they are during the Christmas time, doing Christmas with their family. Because, you know, like I said, a lot of people get mentally depressed and stuff during the holidays, and they may act out. You know, you just don't know. So just be careful. Be careful. Yeah. And also, you can meet somebody and it's got to be some kind of physical attraction. But my mom says sometimes the ugliest people be the best people for you. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.